Welcome to Actuate Water Faucet, an innovative blockchain faucet dedicated to revolutionizing water management in communities, especially in northeastern Kenya. By leveraging blockchain technology, Actuate Water ensures fair access to clean and reliable water sources. This initiative not only empowers economic prosperity and educational advancement, but also contributes to reduced crime rates. Our project incorporates a 3-day creative training program for community development workers. These workers will educate households about transformative change, what we call metanoia. This process involves envisioning the future they desire, understanding their current conditions, and mapping out how to achieve that future. Within the Actuate Water Faucet, we offer an innovative 8-week learning program. This hybrid program combines online and physical meetings, catering to diverse learning preferences and schedules. Participants actively engage in these sessions and earn tokens as incentives for their contributions. These tokens serve a dual purpose. They not only reward individual participation but also empower community development workers. With these tokens, workers can train households within their communities, amplifying the program's impact far beyond the immediate participants. This creates a cycle of empowerment and knowledge sharing, enhancing community resilience and well-being. Our solution facilitates economic activities like agriculture and small-scale businesses. It also alleviates the burden on children, particularly girls, who often miss school to fetch water from distant sources. Through Actuate Water's faucet, communities unlock their economic potential, promote sustainable growth, and foster a brighter future for all. Join us in transforming lives with Actuate Water. Together, we can build a sustainable and prosperous future. Welcome to Actuate Water Faucet, an innovative blockchain faucet dedicated to revolutionizing water management in communities, especially in northeastern Kenya. By leveraging blockchain technology, Actuate Water ensures fair access to clean and reliable water sources. This initiative not only empowers economic prosperity and educational advancement, but also contributes to reduced crime rates. Our project incorporates a 3-day creative training program for community development workers. These workers will educate households about transformative change, what we call metanoia. This process involves envisioning the future they desire, understanding their current conditions, and mapping out how to achieve that future. Within the Actuate Water Faucet, we offer an innovative 8-week learning program. This hybrid program combines online and physical meetings, catering to diverse learning preferences and schedules. Participants actively engage in these sessions and earn tokens as incentives for their contributions. These tokens serve a dual purpose. They not only reward individual participation but also empower community development workers. With these tokens, workers can train households within their communities, amplifying the program's impact far beyond the immediate participants. This creates a cycle of empowerment and knowledge sharing, enhancing community resilience and well-being. Our solution facilitates economic activities like agriculture and small-scale businesses. It also alleviates the burden on children, particularly girls, who often miss school to fetch water from distant sources. Through Actuate Water's faucet, communities unlock their economic potential, promote sustainable growth, and foster a brighter future for all. Join us in transforming lives with Actuate Water. Together, we can build a sustainable and prosperous future. Welcome to Actuate Water Faucet, an innovative blockchain faucet dedicated to revolutionizing water management in communities, especially in northeastern Kenya. By leveraging blockchain technology, Actuate Water ensures fair access to clean and reliable water sources. This initiative not only empowers economic prosperity and educational advancement, but also contributes to reduced crime rates. Our project incorporates a 3-day creative training program for community development workers. These workers will educate households about transformative change.
Okay, thank you very much, Frida, for reminding us about Actuate Water. and the vision for Actuate Water. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our fifth session for the Actuate Water. This is cohort 2, and today we shall be looking at the shared vision for water using Actuate tokens, and our topic master is going to be Anorite Ndoshi. And without further ado, I want to appreciate Dr. Masharia for making time to the meeting. Dr. We appreciate your presence. And with that being said, I think we should proceed to the topic. And Anorite, you can begin your presentation. You're welcome.
Good evening, thank you. So there is just some little bit of noise wherever I am, so I hope you can hear me. And if not, you can just put it in the chat box. So today I want to talk to you about the shared vision for water using the Actuate token. As we all know, water sustainability is one of the most pressing challenges of our time. And addressing it really requires a collaborative and community-driven approach. So at Actuate, we are building a shared vision for water sustainability that not only aligns with the goals of our community, but also leverages the power of blockchain technology and decentralized finance. The Actuate token plays a central role in this vision, enabling a more equitable, transparent, and effective way to fund, manage, and sustain water projects. So in this presentation, I will explore how Actuate token aligns with the vision for water sustainability and how it empowers communities to take action. So it creates a shared vision for water sustainability. As I had earlier said, water is a fundamental resource, and ensuring its sustainability use is crucial for the well-being of people, ecosystem, and economies. A shared vision for water sustainability is more than just a goal. We also need to commit to preserve water resources for current and future generations. This vision, therefore, must be inclusive in drawing in perspectives of diverse stakeholders, governments, businesses, communities, and individuals. So at Actuate, we therefore recognize the need for innovative solutions that move beyond traditional methods of water management. Our shared vision is built on principles of sustainability, efficiency, and inclusivity, ensuring that all voices are heard and that resources are used responsibly. I hope we all know what sustainability, inclusion, and innovation is. We've really used them a lot, so but I would love to define them as we move on. So sustainability is more of a long-term protection and efficient use of something, in this case of water resources. Inclusion is involving diverse people, diverse stakeholders in decision-making processes. And innovation is the leveraging of technology to solve problems, in this case to solve water-related challenges. So this vision requires not only a collective effort, but it also requires the right tools to implement change. And this is where the Actuate token comes into play. And so we align the Actuate token with the shared vision. The Actuate token is more than just a cryptocurrency. It's a mechanism designed to drive change and align incentives within the water sustainability movement by integrating blockchain technology. The Actuate token ensures transparency, accountability, and participation from all community members. So blockchain enables the tracking of water projects, ensuring that funds are allocated efficiently and the project milestones are met. And this is a very good approach. It's decentralized and it creates a system whereby no single entity holds control. It allows communities to oversee and govern management of water resources. And it additionally supports decentralized finance models where users can contribute to water projects, vote on important decisions, and benefit from success of this project. So this approach also fosters a shared commitment, ensures that all stakeholders are aligned in their pursuit for water sustainability. Yeah. So it ensures transparency, accountability, and it's very incentivized to ensure that people participate in this decision making. So it empowers the community through, we empower the community through Actuate token. And one of the core values of Actuate token, as we all know, is its ability to empower communities. Traditional water management system often place decision-making power in the hands of centralized authorities, leaving local communities with little influence over how their water resources are managed. The Actuate token therefore changes this by giving communities direct control over water projects. So community members can use the Actuate token to propose new water projects, vote on project priorities, and decide how funds should be distributed. And since this this model is participatory, it ensures that most of the people that are most affected by water scarcity and mismanagement have a voice in the solutions. The token also provides financial incentives for individuals to engage with and contribute to success of water initiatives. Through this empowerment, the community becomes an active participant in water sustainability process, driving both innovation and accountability at grassroots level. Just to conclude, Actuate token offers a transformative approach to achieving your shared vision for water sustainability. And it does so by aligning goals of the token with the vision. We ensure that communities are empowered, resources are used responsibly, and decisions are made collectively. And through blockchain and decentralized finance, Actuate token brings transparency, inclusivity, and innovation to the management of water resources. As we move forward, it is this shared vision powered by Actuate token that will help us create a sustainable and equitable future of water. Thank you. Looking forward to discussing with you how we can work together to make this vision a reality. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anorite, for that wonderful presentation, and we appreciate that. Daktari, maybe if you can make a few remarks, you're welcome.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, please confirm, Barbara, you can hear me.
Yes, Daktari, we can hear you.
All right. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anorite. Anorite Intoshi. Did I say it correctly? Intoshi? Anorite. Is that how it's said?
Yes, that's how I pronounce my name.
Well, thank you so
got it.
much. Thank you so much for talking to us about shared vision. But for all of you, ladies and gentlemen who are here, shared vision is one of the disciplines of the learning organization, or the 5 disciplines. Remember, we have 5 disciplines that were given to us by Mr. Peter Senge, Dr. Peter Senge, let us say, in his book, The 5th Discipline, The Art and Practice of the Learning Organization. So, shared vision is the 4th discipline that you have before you come to systems thinking. Okay, because systems thinking is the fifth discipline. Shared vision is the fourth discipline. And in order for you to understand what shared vision means, it's good to understand the other disciplines that are before you come to shared vision. And we can start it from the beginning. What is vision itself? Vision is what you see, things you hoped for. You know what Paul was calling about things hoped for? Things you hope to achieve. That's what's called vision. The eye or your mind, some people call it imagination. What you imagine should be the future where it's very, very good. It turns out, and it is true, that every individual has got a vision for the future, which is present. You have the vision for the future, which is present. Imagine the future is already here, because the future is not somewhere else. It's already here. You are living in the future right now. That vision you have is known as a personal vision. So if you have 100 people, you will have 100 personal visions. Now imagine you are in a room of people with 100 people, and they have a vision for having abundance of water. Yes, everybody wants to have an abundance of water. Everyone is there. And so you have 100 personal vision. Even if all of us have got personal vision of abundance of water, where there's water abundance for every one of us, where you can take a shower in the morning when you wake up. You have water for making breakfast. You have water for cleaning the dishes after the breakfast. You have water for cleaning your house, to clean your clothes. Then you have water for watering your crops, for feeding your animals. And it's in abundance. You don't have to think about it. That becomes just second nature. That water, when you wake up, water is just there. And everybody has got that. It's almost the same vision we have for money. Can I have such abundance of money that I don't have to worry about money? Now, because each one of us has got a shared vision, has got a personal vision. Problems comes when my vision and your vision and the vision of the other people in the group do not correspond, or they do not align. And that is true because every human being is so different. That is what Amrite called diversity. And human beings as individuals, they are all diverse, different from one another. You're not even the same as your own sister or even your brother. So your personal vision is different from your sister's personal vision, which is also different from your brother's personal vision, even different from your mother's personal vision. But then if we have so much vision for abundance, but all these visions are different, how can you put them together? And then the problem is not just the individual levels. There are so many different organizations involved. There is government bodies, I think people call them bodies, let's say organizational bodies. There are not-for-profit bodies, religious groups, so many organizations. The problem now arises with all these different visions, personal visions, or even specific organization visions. How do you bring them together? You coalesce them into one shared vision. One shared vision. Like what ties those visions together? Now, as far as water is concerned, we, particularly in Africa, we have not had any technology for tying visions together because it's so easy to talk about shared vision. Estenge was talking in 1990 about coming from personal vision to shared vision. That is the learning process. And that's why it says a discipline of the learning organization. When organization is people organize together so that they can do what? They can execute a shared vision. So shared vision is one of the elemental disciplines of the learning organization. But shared vision comes from personal visions. How do you walk the path from personal vision into shared vision? Yes, that's the question. How do you walk the path from personal vision to shared vision? Now that path, first of all, You have to recognize it. For example, you cannot go somewhere. You cannot drive, say you cannot drive your way to another town except if there's a road to drive on. So there must be a path or a road to drive to your destination. Supposing that we are coming from the present reality right now, his personal vision, and we want to go to a shared vision, you need a highway to go to the shared vision. Yes, but highway is not all you need, because if you need a highway, you can just build a highway and then think that the shared vision is going to manifest. But you have to go there. How do you go there? You need a vehicle. So like a pickup truck, or maybe you need a small Mazda, or you need a small Isuzu truck, whatever. Vehicle, you need a vehicle. For example, you cannot go from Nyeri to Nairobi by just building a highway. You still need to get a vehicle like a Toyota, a Toyota sedan to drive from Nyeri to Nairobi. That is called a vehicle. So besides needing a vehicle, you will need to have places when you for getting onto the highway. How do you get on the highway? How do you get? It has to be somewhere that you enter the entry port. It's called on-ramping. You drive on the ramp into the highway, so that then you can drive off all the way to Nairobi. But when you arrive in Nairobi, the highway has to allow you to get out of the highway to enter into Nairobi. You have to off-ramp. See that? So these are three technologies for, say, shared vision. See, you are arriving at the shared vision that are not present spontaneously when you're talking about. And they're not even possible to create in a decentralized system, because shared vision involves mobilizing personal visions from a lot of people. You get shared vision from different groups of people. They're hearing, it's like a highways driving from where? From different parts of the country. So some people will be coming from Nakuru, other guys are coming from Marsabit, others from Kakamega, others are coming from Nyeri. These are personal visions, so they are distributed all over the place. So first of all, you have to have a technology for capturing those people distributed all over the place. That technology is decentralized. So you see, so that those people can on-ramp into the highway for going to the shared vision. That's why in many religious groups, particularly say like in Islamic religion, they have highway to Mecca. The Mecca is a place for the shared vision for Islamic community. It's the one step towards heaven, or maybe it's heaven, but people have to go there in their pilgrimage. That is how it works. So we are talking about the fifth discipline, and I urge all of you to get that book by Senge. Now he should give us royalties for advertising his book. But Senge is a great guy. He's a great man. Who wrote the fifth discipline, systems thinking. So shared vision is the fourth discipline of the learning organization. Now, why does they call it learning? Because there is no organization that can help people achieve shared vision if it doesn't learn that people individually start with personal visions, and those personal visions have to be directed on a path, put on a vehicle, on-ramped into the highway, and then transported and then off-ramped. Now, that is what's called technology innovation. As you have had to get shared vision from Anurit, she told us, not only do we need inclusion of the diversity that you have to collect all those people from different locations, and then we have to apply an innovation. An innovation is called a technology. The technology we are talking about today is Actuate token. See, Actuate token, then you ask what is its job? The job of the Actuate token is to play those four distinct roles for the innovation so that the shared vision will manifest. Rule number 1 is Actuate token can be distributed to anyone, anywhere in the communities, right? Because you can receive Actuate token, then you already have the token itself, that you're holding the token to represent your participation, and then you can express your personal vision with the way you're holding the token. And we have talked about that before, through the voting and in the token house, and those are things we've talked about. Token houses and the citizens house. So as a citizen, as a holder of the tokens, then you get in, you now have, you get included. That's called inclusion, as Anne has explained to us. So once you get included, then you need to get into the vehicle. Yeah, to get in the vehicle, which is the Actuate token itself. Now with the Actuate token, you get on the highway. The highway is what you can do with the Actuate token. So the Actuate token not only is it the technology for the first instant of inclusion or actuating inclusion. Let's call it that, actuating inclusion. And then the Actuate token also becomes the vehicle that you board to participate on the journey to the shared vision, right? Then number 3 is that Actuate token is also the highway that will now transport. What is it transporting? What Actuate token does is to transport that spirit of togetherness. And that spirit is, you would say, spirit of being together, because we're together in the Actuate nation, so we can do things together. There's something that manifests, that comes out, is a spirit of togetherness, it's bound together. And you are held together with the Actuate token, because with it, you can do so many things that build the shared vision. And those includes things like creating liquidity pools, creating quadratic funding, retroactive public good funding. See, those are vehicles. If you now listen to the finance people in the world, they talk about, give us some investment vehicles. Give us some investment vehicles. You know, that's what they mean. The investment vehicles are things that you package together as liquidity pools. It's retroactive funding, retroactive public good funding project types, and then people can purchase those, and and then creating liquidity pools where you're pairing one token to another. This now becomes a vehicle, and then the highway itself for making that happen is the decentralized exchanges. And so you have a highway, and then you can on-ramp and off-ramp at any time. And then the off-ramping, now we are talking about getting off the highway, is when the money comes in and it gets loaded into a project. For example, if you're talking about drilling boreholes, which we are going to be doing in 2025, a lot of them, but this year we have to understand how all these things going to work to create a shared vision. Then now, when you have in quadratic funding, as we've talked about in many times in the past, or even retroactive public funding, the members of the community or the citizens of the Actuate nation would vote for where they want a borehole to be built. And then when they vote for that, then they vote for the contributions, they contribute tokens, and then they get matching funds from donors. And that matching funds gets composed together and is used for funding a specific project in a specific location. Now that's what we are talking about, off-ramping, getting the project off the network, but onto the ground. That people are now digging boreholes and figuring out what to do with the water in the borehole, and participating in all the other water issues. For example, water, as we say here many times over, we don't have scarcity of water. There's no scarcity. We have abundance of water. What we have scarcity of is shared vision. Let me just say that I think that this is the answer to the question. What is scarce? We have scarcity of shared vision. Shared vision, as I told you, is what things we hope to do together to achieve abundance. But if we cannot consolidate our shared vision, then it looks like there's scarcity. And every individual is going to be talking about scarcity, but what is lacking is not water. What is lacking is a shared vision of harnessing the water, because water is harnessed like horses. Say, if you get a horse and you want to plow a big garden, and you need to, those were the days they used to use horsepower. They had to harness the horses. They tie them together. It's called harness. And harness helps you to control the horse. Even if you have one single horse and you want it to give you transport, you have to harness it. So what is scarce today is the technology for harnessing the shared vision. So the technology for, which is now what we're calling innovation, according to Actuate. So technology for harnessing the shared vision, then it's a token itself, the actual tokens and the work they're going to do. So long as we use it judiciously, and then you're going to see there will be enough resources for executing that shared vision. So if you agree, there is no scarcity of water, there's no scarcity of personal vision. Everybody has got a personal vision and they express it as opinions, but these opinions are not shared vision. The shared vision has to be harnessed. It's like we say, you cannot have a horse and then you jump on your horse and try to ride it. It's going to kick you off. The horse is going to throw you off its back, and then what's going to happen? You just fracture your hip and then you won't be able to walk. That's why for you to ride a horse, you need a harness. That harness, like to tame it. Personal visions, shared vision, let's say, must be harnessed the way you harness a horse so it can take you where you want to go. And the horse now is a vehicle. So this metaphor of transportation also applies to horses, applies to vehicles, applies to everything. And the vehicles, even a horse, let's say a horse is a vehicle. What we are talking about is that the actual token now operates as a vehicle as well, but that vehicle has to be harnessed so that it can help to produce the shared vision. And that is why we are very, very excited. I hope that has explained. And I know I'd like you to understand these disciplines of the learning organization, because if we do not learn, which is why we end up in a position of scarcity, is failure of learning, which Peter Senge called learning disability. And he called type 2 learning disability. Type 2 learning disability, when we fail to learn to produce shared vision out of personal vision. We could fail to produce that. But before the decentralized technology came around, it was really very hard. It was really hard to produce shared vision from a large group of people, particularly in developing countries, with all this interference with centralized people, centralized finance. Then shared vision was not easy to manifest. Today, it's possible now to harness shared vision, just like shared vision where you can harness a horse so that you can ride it. It's easy to harness shared vision through Actuate token and such tokens. And that's what we are doing, and that's what we are going to do. Because you know that for people to receive tokens, for you to receive token, all you need to have is a wallet. For you to participate in a liquidity pool, the wallet will take you, wallet like MetaMask, wallet like Trust will take you to the liquidity pools, and you can create liquidity pool. And then when it comes next year, because you're going to create the SBT, the Soulbound token, participating in the citizenship by voting for projects, it's the same thing. All you need to have is a cell phone, not complicated. So I'm really, really excited that now we have the technology for building shared vision, the fourth discipline of the learning organization. So what are the other three disciplines? The other three disciplines, as you know, the first discipline is personal mastery. Personal mastery is, personal mastery is the very first discipline. In order for you to even learn, you have to master yourself, know yourself. Personal mastery just meaning understanding yourself and come with humility. And this is not the topic of today, so we can discuss the disciplines in a different setting. But I want to tell you that this personal mastery. Then you come to the outer mastery is how you solve problems together with the people, and then you rise all the way to shared vision. Then the fifth discipline itself is the systems thinking. Systems thinking. Thinking about the idea as a whole. Like when talking about water, you don't want to do a project on water, just water by itself, without thinking about what water is doing. Water is for agriculture, still water is fundamental. Think about all the applications of water, the uses of water in a family, and water even for you, the uses of water to an individual. Like think about the whole system. But these are detailed discussion for different conversation. Today we want to focus really on shared vision, and you have had having that discipline of shared vision. First of all, it helps you to understand diversity of individuals and diversity of organization. This diversity of what? Diversity of vision, personal vision. Everyone has got a different vision, and every organization has got a different vision. But those visions, they all want the same thing. They want to have abundance. But that abundance will not manifest unless that vision is shared. So to get to shared vision, you need a technology for harnessing shared vision. And that technology has got 4 characteristics. First of all, the technology for gathering the diverse individuals from different places. It's a technology that acts as a vehicle. It's a technology that acts as a highway. It's a technology that acts as an off-ramp. Or you would say, if you're taking a matatu from Nyeri to Nairobi, you need to have a stage. You have to get off the matatu at what is that stage called? I think it's called Tirumu. Tirumu. When you arrive Tirumu, you get off the matatu. So that's called off-ramping. You get off so that you can get on the ground. So Actuate token has got all those 4 characteristics, all of them together. There has never been any technology, a technology of value, until the blockchain came along. There has never been any technology of value that has got those 4 characteristics, all of them together. And now, if you do not have Actuate token, then you're missing something really, really powerful. Technology that has got 4 distinct characteristics that operate as a harness would help us to harness the shared vision itself. Yeah, we cannot get that by any other means, no matter what we say. If we say, okay, but we can, it doesn't do it. It doesn't do it. Because as we have talked about before, actually talking on the blockchain itself is built on the technology of the age, which is built on the science of the age, the science of randomization. Again, we're not going to go into all details about that, but I just wanted to highlight that so that you can know how important it is to have this new technology and have it. Get it for yourself so that you don't say, oh, I heard about it, but then I did not get it. So don't say that you we didn't tell you. Hearing about it is one thing, but then the next thing is get it in your wallet. You can actually get the actual token besides the ones you receive in the learn-to-one sessions. You can get a lot more by swapping tokens in the liquidity pools. All right, back to you, Barbara.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Macharia, for that. And I hope everyone is following on the shared vision for water using the Actuate tokens. And if you do not have Actuate tokens, you can buy them on Binance. And on such procedures, we get to learn how to buy Actuate tokens during the blockchain sessions, like the one we are going to have today at 8 p.m. So maybe you can purpose to attend so that you can see how you can be able to acquire Actuate tokens to add on what you have for the Learn to Earn tokens. Thank you very much, Dr. Masharia, for that. And thank you, Anurite, for leading the topic presentation today. I just want to remind everyone that the summit is still on. It's going to happen from 3rd to 6th of December at Kenyatta University, and we have already garnered high-profile speakers. And of course, the attendees form is already out. So if you haven't filled out, you should probably do that before the end of the month. And you can also continue to source for sponsors, because we have this month to finalize on the sponsors and for the signing up. Also, we encourage the poster presentation. So if you can work on a poster presentation and present it at the summit, that will also be okay. And then lastly is that we have workshops for every faucet, and that we are inviting companies, and sometimes if we don't get a company, an individual who can be able to run the faucets. And in this case, for the water faucet, if you have any ideas of what companies we can have to run the water faucet, you can also share that information with me or any of the team members. And then with that being said, I think I do not have any further remarks, and there are no questions in the chat box. Daktari, maybe if you can just mention something that I might have forgotten, and then we can close.
All right, what I can mention about the workshop is on highest momentum. I think now we are moving at 300,000 kilometers per second. 300,000. We have achieved the highest velocity, which is called speed of light. Speed of light. That's how it's moving. So speed of light means that everything else, it looks like it's like a standstill. Why am I saying this? As Barbara has said, we have quite about 15 workshops, and all of them have been taken up there with people who will be great leaders of this workshop. These are big, let's call them great authorities. Authorities. These are people who know what they are talking about. All right. So just yesterday, was it yesterday? Yesterday was Friday. The University of Nairobi School of Computer Science said that they are going to lead the workshop on what? On cyber security. So like now when you're in cyberspaces, we can know how to deal with such thieves and thugs. And all those people who try to steal your money on M-Pesa, figure out how to deal with them, cybersecurity. And so many things. So we're going to have a 3-day workshop on cybersecurity led by Professor Obando, yeah, of University of Nairobi. And and so, okay, they're not just going to talk about cybersecurity. This is a department of computing. They have computer science, and they also making new enterprises, even on the blockchain. So it's going to be very, very fascinating. I'm telling you, yeah, you don't want to miss that. That's cybersecurity. And so then our other workshops, say health access, now they're taken and they're full blown. We have people, organizations like General Electric and Path Health Kenya. Okay, my voice is trying to disappear. Path Health Kenya running, leading the workshop, and then mental health also. Of course, now we have people coming and expressing lots of interest, and they want to lead mental health workshop. We had a big conversation with Dr. Obane, also a psychiatrist, Nairobi Hospital. Together with Might Matters and other groups, they're going to be leading that workshop. So we have, we expect a great multitude there. And then we have nuclear. Can you hear nuclear? Nuclear. Who could have imagined that we can be talking about nuclear in Kenya? Yeah, we are talking about nuclear power. Nuclear has got 3 distinct applications that are very useful for all of us. We don't talk about it at all. A lot of people do not think about it. So we're getting the top physicists in Kenya. Can you believe it? In the organization like Nuclear Society of Kenya, plus the East African Radiation Protection Association. So they are coming to talk to us about nuclear. Nuclear has, as I said, three distinct applications. A lot of people know about nuclear power, nuclear energy, creating nuclear power plant. That's expensive, say. But then there are other applications, like Dr. David Otuoma, who is the chairman of the Nuclear Society of Kenya, is calling the low-hanging fruits for nuclear science. Number one is nuclear medicine. It's called nuclear medicine. We do it for diagnosis and treatment of diseases, even diseases like cancer. Very powerful, potent area. And there's so many things happening in Kenya right now in nuclear medicine. Even it blows my mind. Gee, I wasn't even aware of it. It's like Kenyatta University, the Kenyatta University referral hospital, and Aga Khan and Kenyatta National Hospital. So there are all these great things going on in nuclear medicine. We want to understand. So let's harness it as much as possible for diagnosis and treatment of diseases, including some complicated diseases that happen in the neurological system. Then nuclear is also applicable in pharmaceuticals. It's called radio pharmacy. Of course, radio pharmacy, they're also going to be there. Yeah, can you believe it? That's serious stuff. We're talking about high science. So you don't want to miss these things. And then we have application of nuclear in crop science. Wow, what do we use nuclear for in crop science? I am not in crops myself, so I cannot say anything about it, but I am ready to learn. I'm so eager to learn because nuclear is applied for in crop science. Leading research organizations like Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, which has got about 61 centers in Kenya. So we're going to be hearing more about that. We're actually working on it in the workshop, not just hearing, but participating in an immersive experience. It's mind-blowing stuff. And then nuclear for livestock. Yeah, animal health. Nuclear, because they use nuclear science in animal husbandry. Well, no, there is a lot of misconceptions and things about nuclear. People do not know. If you miss this summit, then you're still going to stay in the darkness of all this stuff. So there's some such beautiful workshops that are going to be fully loaded with information. You come there, get to know a lot of things, get to meet a lot of very important people who are very, very serious. None of these people are jokers because they're high-profile scientists. They don't joke around. They don't joke around. So they're not politicians, not politics. Even politicians will not come nearby there because they would catch fire. We get burned because we are talking about bringing knowledge at the center stage. So see, that is nuclear. Then, as we have computer science, we have nuclear, we have pharmaceutical science, we have now medicine, and all these people will be coming from physicians and surgeons, orthopedic surgeons. And then we have environmental health, which includes water. And water also, there are several people. I think Tony himself, Tony, the one he spoke to us about. Can you remind me what's Tony's company, Barbara? It was boreholes. So Tony has actually agreed to lead the water workshop. Tony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, remember Tony? We had this discovery call with him. He talks about water pans. He talks about rainwater harvesting.
Yes.
And we're going to continue even insisting, particularly rainwater harvesting. We have to make sure we get the roofing companies and the people who make tanks, because as we have discussed here, this water is not scarce. There's abundance of what we do with water, the water that's there. So we need to harvest that water. And we say for all these roofing companies, we are recommending that every roof has to have at least 10 tanks for collecting water. The roofing companies make roofs and gutters and all that stuff. They have They have become very, very innovative in building roofs. People like Mabati rolling mills, I know their roofs are totally beautiful. Elegant, beautiful roofing material. So we're going to double down and make sure that if they have not understood the message, it is time, because all these companies we are talking about, nuclear science and all that, they live somewhere. They live in a home with a roof. And guess what? They all have money to put up, to buy 10 tanks to harvest the water from their own roofs. And guess what? All of them came from a particular village. They have their grandmother out there in the village. They need to get, the roofing company needs to tell them, okay, you must build a roof for your grandmother and put 10 tanks into your grandmother's home so she can be feeding her livestock and she can irrigating her crops with the rainwater. Okay. So we're saying that it's not just good enough to talk about nuclear science. We have to bring the baby home to the grandmother. Yeah, let's bring the nuclear scientist where he came from, all the way down to the village. Because what's nuclear science without grandmother? See, she is the one, she is the origin of that nuclear scientist. And so we want the roofing companies, now they have that technology for helping us to harness that shared vision for water. So we are going to, if you know any roofing, first of all, you must know a roofing company because you stay in a house with a roof. Everybody who's here, tell them without ceasing that they're the most important people on this planet in terms of water harvesting. They must come to the summit. So we push that message very, very hard. So you can see each one of those workshops will attract at least 100 people, or even some workshop may attract even 500, because each workshop is running as a vertical workshop. But its verticality means that it has got the freedom to invite as many people in that discipline as possible, people who are interested. And if you get 100 people per workshop, and then you have 15 workshops, now we are talking about a lot of people on the ground. Okay, so in KU, you will be having a throng, a multitude of people. It's gonna be thousands. Now, the only person who will not be there is you if you don't come. Why would you like to miss such a beautiful, beautiful event? Let me tell you what is the greatest attraction of all is those delicious sausages or smokies from Farmer's Choice. On Tuesday, Farmer's Choice said, yes, 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 we want to be in, count us in. So there's gonna be enough smokies, enough chicken pies. You won't be hungry at all. So we are doing the same thing with canned chicken. So canned chicken is gonna come and give us those tantalizing, palatal tantalizing rotisserie chicken. But besides just coming the rotisserie chicken, we want them to explain to the people how they do it, which is known as, that's translation science, let's say food processing technology. And you want to be there and hear it from, as they say in English, from the horse's mouth, so that you can also know how to make such tantalizing, you say palate tantalizing rotisserie chicken, besides you enjoying them at the summit. Okay, but you meet those people, face to face. Now, one more thing before we go, one more thing is that Dedan Kimathi University has agreed to come and bring their world award-winning AAA Arabica coffee. AAA Arabica coffee, which is produced in the Mount Kenya region, is used for upgrading all the other coffee we have in the world, including the coffee we drink here in the United States. Starbucks itself comes to Dedan Kimathi to get AAA, to just grind it and add a little bit of that powder in every other coffee they get from everywhere else in the world. And then they say blended with AAA. Yeah, but they don't say that it's coming from Mount Kenya. Blended with AAA. So that coffee, is the black gold of coffee. It comes from Nyeri, and Dedan Kimathi has mastered the process, not only of getting that coffee out of the shambas, out of the village. They have it packaged, completely packaged, that you can buy it from the supermarket shelves. But you're not going to find it in the supermarket shelves in any town in Kenya unless you go to Nyeri and get that coffee yourself. Now, yesterday, I was in conversation with the highest coffee technologist at Dedan Kimathi, and I told him that I am going to get that coffee myself if they don't show up. He said, oh, you don't have to worry about that. We are going to bring you the coffee. Not me, they are going to bring you. Attendees, the triple Arabica coffee. Okay? If those smokies and the other hot pockets from Farmer's Choice do not tantalize the palate sufficiently, you have another thing to add to that highly flavorable triple A coffee. No, number one, not only does it smell good, it actually tastes very good, full-bodied. And I can tell you, people in Kenya do not drink that coffee. I know that. I grew up in Mount Kenya. We were picking that coffee. We were not allowed to drink it. By law, it was against the law to drink our own coffee so that we can sell it to Europe, and then Europeans drink it so much. The coffee they send to us, it's called Nescafe. It's sachets. That coffee is ungraded. It's what's called the wastes. It's the coffee that you would throw away after processing the coffee. Instead of throwing it away, they put it in a sachet, and then they bring those sachets and sell them to our own people. Shame. Now we are talking, we get out of shame. Come and experience what is coffee. Even the coffee you're drinking at Java restaurant does not come from Kenya. So Kenyan people do not drink Kenyan coffee. What is that? And this is now, being able to drink being able to drink products that you actually produce is the epitome of translation science. So Dedan Kimathi in Nyeri has mastered the process of translation science, as we've been learning in the translation classes, which begins the exploration going all the way to commercialization. But commercialization requires distribution of the products. Commercialization requires distribution of the products into the markets, so you can find them in the supermarkets. Now, Dedan Kimathi makes coffee. They manufacture the coffee, package it, but they do not distribute it. Why? 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 Yes, that's the question. Why is that coffee not being distributed? But they cannot get that problem of not distributing something that's fully industrialized, that's fully manufactured. It's not just facing Dedan Kimathi alone. It's there with every institution of learning in Kenya. And that's why this summit is very, very, very important. Because why do we manufacture things or even train students and then we cannot create work for them? So, but Dedan Kimathi is very, very excited because it is through this workshop, which is the translation science workshop, that we are going to get through that point, and we understand now why are we not distributing our own products. We solve that problem right there, and we are not going to solve it then. We have begun solving it right now. First of all, by creating awareness that there's a product like that people are not using. So there's no scarcity of things, as I say, just like we are not distributing the water sufficiently. Then we come and say, oh, we don't have water. Same thing. If you can have the university create manufacturing a whole product, but that product is not distributed, then there's something very, very wrong on the ground. And that is what Peter Senge was calling learning disability. And so that learning disability is to be seen everywhere. For example, one other thing I'll tell you, is that JKUAT has got similar products. Jomo Kenyatta University. Jomo Kenyatta is not just coffee and food, because Jomo Kenyatta is University of Agriculture and Tech. It also has other products such as computers. You know that computer known as Taifa laptop is manufactured at JKUAT, but you do not know about it because JKUAT is not putting it in the supermarkets. If you go to the computer store in Nairobi to buy, you're not going to buy Taifa laptop. Why is it that JKUAT can manufacture Taifa and students in Kenya cannot have Taifa? See, even other things, that JKUAT manufactures, like yogurt and so many other things. So what we are talking about is that energy. And something else that has happened over the last week is this one, this one individual who fought through that process and created a fruit processing industry from the technology created in JKUAT. Fruit processing for Makueni County by Professor Kivutha Kibwana. So I've asked people who know Kivutha Kibwana very well, a friend of mine, to tell Kivutha Kibwana to come and we talk about that in that fruit. How did he do it? Because Professor Kivutha Kibwana was able to get JKUAT to help him create a fruit processing industry in Makueni. I don't know how well it's working or how not well it's working. Yet I have not received the 411, don't have the updates. But I know the professor involved in that project. It's called Professor Kihato. He's an industrial engineer at JKUAT. And Professor Kihato, not only has he done that industry for fruit processing, but he's in food processing, and he is even in mechanical engineering, electrical engineering also. He manufactured the Shuja tractor, a whole tractor made in JKUAT, like Toyota. So what we are saying is that this service is going to be so wonderful, so beautiful, because we now want to give a voice to all these highly, people, highly knowledgeable people, and they care so much about the nation. But then we have to reach that point of shared vision, just like we have talked about shared vision today. Each one of those individuals, whether it's the Shujaa, the Taifa, the Dedan Kimathi Coffee, or even Kivutha Kibwana there in Makueni, they have personal vision. How do we create a shared vision when we can tie all these things together? And then we have people like Tony, who has done amazing work. I think it's called Waterlink. No, it's not Waterlink. Waterlink, somebody else. So that Tony is doing amazing work with water, and we want to learn. Everybody wants to learn about what Tony is doing. You want to learn it. You do not know yet until you meet Tony and say, "Oh my goodness, yeah." So let's bring all these brilliant and brightest, bring them out. Come out. And then we come to listen to them, and then we come to work with them, and then we come to tap their intelligence. Like, come with a faucet so that you can tap it. And then you come with sufficient quantity of containers to take those things home. How could you formulate the container to carry all that goodness that is going to be at the summit? Because you need a container for the faucet. So when you're tapping all that knowledge, that container is what we're calling the profound networking dialogue process. Because if you have intense, you sit in the summit with someone who's creating such things, you're creating, and then you're talking as equals. You, and say, for example, this person who is creating that coffee in Nyeri, you're talking as equal to one another. You get to network with such a person, and some people say pick his brain. You're not going to pick his brain, also you're going to open your faucet so you can have all that poured into you. What you're talking about is open your consciousness so you can contain and share share your vision as well with people like that. So it depends on what workshop is going to make you happy. We have 15 different workshops, so you have several workshops to choose from, and we will see how we can, juggle those workshops so that you can experience maximum benefit. So the summit itself is a place for experience. Okay, we call them experiential spaces. It's a space for experience. You're not coming there to be told what to do. You're coming there to share what to do. You share with people together. So you experience, and then you experience people who you would think that you will never reach them because you would think they are very high profile. By the way, there's no individual who is higher profile than the other, because we are all the same people. And you'll find those people who are considered high profile, they are very, very humble. You don't get high profile any other way except through extreme humility. There are people who are very humble. Because they're humble, they are able to receive a lot of knowledge, and with knowledge comes a lot of blessing. So you come there with all the humility so that you may also receive all the knowledge, receive all the blessing, and then receive all the contacts. Then usually at the end of the summit, we want you to create permanent, long-term relationships. People who you will say, I met this person at the summit in December, and you never forget. And then not only having long-term relationship with those people, these are professional relationships. Some people also find husbands, others find wives, okay? That's okay. But you're talking about professional relationships. You find a job, you shape your career. Then, because as you see, we have invited people who have industries. And then also, you have people, you will form companies. Do not be shy. That is a place for you. But before you make a company, make sure you understand. You create. Okay, listen. You say, listen. Now we can go home and then we can create this enterprise. But don't sign the documents yet, because forming a company is no jokes. Okay. Yeah. Don't say I told you to form a company right there. But then you can come with an idea. But then we can work together to figure out how to turn that into a company or an organization. Okay. So if you're interested in water, you will form a company for doing those kind of water services. There are so many from water harvesting all the way to wastewater management, and even recycling that water and bring it back home so that people can use it for irrigation. So there is so many entrepreneurial opportunities and ideas that come out when people meet together like that. So come with your consciousness open up your spirit. Don't shut it down. Say, I'm just going there, for one day. Then no, then you'll be wasting your time. Better you stay at home if you are not fully applied. As I say to all of you all the time, it is all or nothing. You either are fully applied or you are not, because there's no such thing as halfway or 90% way. You have to be immersed in the whole. That's why it's called an experience. You cannot have a full experience by having second thoughts about the experience itself. So come with open your spirit so that you can receive the blessing from all those beautiful people. When I talk about beautiful, I'm not talking about physical beauty. I'm talking about the beautiful minds, intelligent people who are going to be there. You cannot receive that beauty or the blessings of that beauty if you are not fully applied. Okay? And I tell you again, these matters are usually all or nothing. It's like binary. It's either 0 or 1. You're either in or out. There's no halfway. So come there prepared. Come prepared. But then you have to prepare even from today. Prepare yourself to receive. Yeah, be like those wise ladies. Remember there were 10 virgins? 5 of them were wise, 5 were foolish. Now you can know that foolishness is about absence of preparedness. The foolish one comes with lamps without extra oil. They were unprepared. They were unprepared. So when the bridegroom showed up, their lamps had no oil, but they had gone to the market to look for oil. Don't be like that. Because when they ran out of oil, they went to the marketplace. They came back later saying, "Oh, we were here. You were knocking on the door. Please open for us." What did the bridegroom say? "I do not know you. I do not know you. I do not know you." Now that is very serious, but that's what happens. If you show up in a place like this, the summit unprepared to receive the blessings. So you're just invited, you show up, then all you have to do is go and buy sufficient oil and put in your lamp, such that anything could happen. What I'm saying, be prepared. The preparation begins today, or it maybe began when you started talking about these things. So that, first of all, you have to be prepared with a conversation. If you're going to be in the water, you can engage in the conversation, in a dialogue, so people can see that you know what you're talking about. Okay? That's what's called preparation. Be prepared. That's having oil in your lamp, and extra oil. That means that you've got what? The fuel, the knowledge to use to engage in dialogue. And even if you've forgotten some things, be patient, listen to the people, but be prepared to stay. I think the unfortunate thing about many people is that they go to a summit only 1 hour and they say, "Oh, I was at that summit." And then you're not going to get any benefit out of it. Now you'll be equivalent to the foolish ones who went to the wedding without what? Without oil. Say, "Oh, we're going to show up just in case." And why were they showing up? Who actually advises you to buy extra oil for your lamp just in case things go wrong? Now that is what's called preparation. Now now for you to network properly, you have to be prepared to network. So what I'm asking, requesting all of you, this takes a lot of work to prepare such a thing, but be prepared to partake, because you can be inside and get thrown out by yourself to say that I'm going to the market to look for oil. Those people, they were not sent away by anybody. They sent themselves out of the place because walikuwa na umang'aa, na hiyo umang'aa ya ujinga kukuja bila mafuta ya kutosha had them thrown out of the party. So do not be one of them that draws back to perdition. Be prepared. Come like a smart virgin who comes with the lamp with sufficient oil, and even more oil in case there's some delays. All right, thank you so much, everybody. If you have questions, comments, philosophical thoughts, please feel free to share. But I think that's what I would say about the summit.
Thank you very much, Daktari, for the comprehensive update on the summit. And I hope everyone was following the updates. And now we have Tony, who is going to run the water workshop. And we also have the environmental workshop and every other workshop for the faucets. So thank you very much, everyone, for making time to the meeting, for your participation and active listening. And to our topic master today, thank you very much for making time to speak to us. And without further ado, I think we have come to the end of our session. And Daktari, your hand is raised.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, I tried by mistake the Alt Y. Okay.
Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. Let's meet at 8 p.m. for the blockchain class, and we shall be looking at liquidity pools. So the session is adjourned. See you at 8 p.m.